We took goji berries, which are supposedly a superfood that make you smarter, and mobile and combined them, so Gojimo. And we haven't actually really told that story much so far, but we're looking to perhaps introduce it within the app and on the website. I have about 500 different apps on my phone, so we sort of on a daily basis will look at other apps and sort of use those for inspiration. Both from a sort of design perspective, we put quite a lot of emphasis on the sort of user interface, but also from a functionality side. So we're constantly looking at what's happening in the education space and what other people are doing. There's still not a large amount of investment going into mobile education, so we're sort of one of the leaders, certainly in the UK, in that area, but there is some interesting stuff happening in the US, so we keep a close eye on that. I've got a bunch of friends who are working on sort of ideas as well. Most of them are out in California. I was a student out at Stanford. And a lot of people there, a lot of students there do sort of pursue startups or at least try and build an app or something in their dorm rooms. There's tons of great sort of restaurants and pubs and bars around here, so we sort of every Friday will go down to the electric showrooms, and I normally take the whole team for a drink down there. And Friday lunchtime we also do a sort of team lunch, and everyone each week gets to pick a different restaurant they want to go to. So we take it in turns to decide where to eat, but we're sort of spoiled for choice in this area, I think. The whole sort of quantitative self space and people wearing wristbands or earphones or whatever it might be to measure aspects of their body and breathing rate and heart rate and all that stuff is a really interesting element, and I think we're only really sort of starting to scratch the surface there. So I think like 3D printing is really, really interesting. Especially we see that having an increasingly impact in the medical space, so there's a couple of areas I'm interested in.